But basically, welcome to our ReWilding mini-series. So I'm really excited that you guys are here. And for those of you that have dropped messages with questions and things on, I'm going to get to those on Friday. So we're just going to be doing 3 30-minute sessions. Our sessions in the ReWilding course will consist of a few different constituents, and I'll go through all of that on Friday. So these 3 sessions are going to be split up into discussing a little bit about the themes in ReWilding, what ReWilding is, which I'll cover today. And then we're going to focus on where we are today, where we want to go tomorrow, so all about dreams and manifesting, and then how we get there on Friday. So a really nice way to end on Friday with a how we get there and how we're starting our course on Monday. So thank you all for joining me. I'm really excited to finally be doing this. Obviously, for those of you that know, we were going to be doing this we were going to be starting this in April, and I manifested a beautiful course which I've been dreaming about for a long time, and it actually coincided that this has worked out exactly as it should, as everything does. So basically now there's even more content for the same value, so lots of more practices and things that we're going to go through, and basically it's just helped me get to a different level as well. So we're always constantly evolving, and the whole point of the ReWilding course is to get out of our own way and together be able to lift and find the life that we want to be living. Yeah, so make that our life look like our dreams, and our reality be the same thing as our dreams, which is totally possible. So I'm going to get going. For those of you on the live, hi, thanks for joining me. I know that a lot of people have messaged saying that they couldn't make this time. It's really tricky to try and find the right time for people. And I teach tomorrow night. So it was a bit difficult for me to do a later time, and people couldn't do later on Friday. So anyway, I'm going to share this live on our group, so you can watch this anytime. And if you've got any questions, if you're watching this live or later, then please just message me. I'm going to be answering those on Friday, and I can pick up any things in the meantime. So what is rewilding? So in nature sense, rewilding is all about restoring nature and ecosystems back to balance. So you could think of a really good example of this is when wolves were reintroduced in America. So there's some places in the United States that used to have wolves, and the lack of wolves through hunting created an imbalance in the system. And so basically everything got out of balance. There was too many deer and grazing animals, keeping the plants into submission too much, so not allowing the plants and trees to grow, and this was causing problems with beetles, and it just basically spirals on. And so by not having one element, it meant everything was out of balance. And oh my gosh, is this true in our life? So by allowing wolves to be reintroduced, the balance is recreated. And rewilding is quite something that I grew up learning about in my uni course, and was really interested by it. And also have seen in my own life how I can have all these things in balance, but if one thing isn't, it tips the others out. So for my example of this, and I think this resonates with a lot of you, it is in terms of our pleasure and our shame and our hormones, basically all around sexuality. So this course is going to cover some of those things. But for example, I love to eat healthily. I make sure my diet is nourishing me. I explore what works for me in that way. I exercise, I meditate. I'm doing all these things. I try and have a balance of working. Often work too much, but don't we all? And the one place that I've been out of balance for a long time is with my own, let's say, sexuality. So really comfortable with that, but had traumas in the past. And so that's lingered, and it's created hormone problems and imbalances and blockages. And so these are things that I've really been exploring, but not really putting that much onus on, but they were tipping everything else out. So for a lot of us, those sexuality issues, maybe sexual trauma or blockages or shame around our bodies, they stop our main creative flow, our Shakti energy. That we're all Shakti, we all have Shakti, men and women, but for us this energy is really in our womb space. And so if we're having body shame issues or blockages around our sexuality and our pleasure, then this doesn't allow our creativity to flow into our life. And this creativity, this life force, nourishes everything. So you can see how if we're out of balance there, or we've got things that aren't quite flowing, then it affects everything. And oh my gosh, has this been true for me? So rebalancing in this way and focusing on getting out of my own way, getting my mind and my shame and my underlying beliefs out of the way, has enabled all of this energy to flow into my life in a completely amazing orgasmic way. And that isn't just meaning sex. So I can't wait to teach you all about this and share these practices. And for a lot of us, we're holding that in our womb. So obviously this course for this first one is directed solely at women for this reason entirely. This is what I've been learning about, is a lot of my experience over the years, helping to balance my own hormones and finding that freedom from shame and trauma and conditioning. So more about that later, but that's just to give you an idea about what rewilding is. So we're going to use the nature. We're going to use this idea of getting back to nature because we are part of nature as part of rewilding. So part of it will be getting back into nature, actually doing that. So we're going to be doing some really beautiful nature activities, which I'll tell you more about on Friday. And we're also going to be looking at finding balance within our bodies. So there's going to be lots of different elements, but all around finding the balance. So getting into nature just helps us find our part in nature and get clear mind and find out what's really healthy, find our way in nature, which a lot of us might not connect with in any way or very infrequently. But we're also going to follow the Taoist 5 elements. So this is a shamanic Chinese medicine, and the 5 elements you might not have heard of. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about them now. So our 5 elements are, you might have heard of the 4 elements in yoga. I've talked about these, which are water, air, fire and earth. So they're the normal 4 elements that we talk about. But in Taoism, in shamanic Chinese medicine, which is something that I'm super interested in and that I've been exploring, we talk about 5 elements. So we have metal and wood, and then earth, fire and water. And so these represent they represent a lot of things, but we're going to use them in the sense that they represent our organs in our body, because that also touches on our emotions. So your emotional body, your emotional energy is stored in your organs, and each organ represents different emotions. So for a lot of the time we're exploring, we might be stuck in a certain way, and we then need to explore where we're stuck and what that looks like in our life. So the really easy way of doing that is looking at what emotionally is going on for us and then finding the source of that in our organs. So we're going to do a little bit of 5 element stretching in a minute and a little meditation around this, just to give you a taster on these 5 elements. So we're going to do the 6 healing sounds, and I'll show you how that is and see how that feels for you. So it's going to be really insightful for a lot of us. It's going to really show us where we have blockages and how that looks in our life, and vice versa. So it's all linked. So you could have something emotional going on that is coming up over and over again, or an emotion that you don't feel comfortable with, which could be affecting somewhere in your body, or you could have a problem in your body that you feel like is affecting your emotions. Either way. So for example, I often get some digestive issues, which I've been looking at for a while, but a lot of this comes from my liver and stored anger. So this could be anger and frustration from when you haven't been heard in your life. And I tell you what, releasing that has been like birthing a new woman for me. So we're going to get with some anger techniques as well for those times that you want to scream. But that's part of what we're going to be studying with our different organs. So the main thing I want to point out with this course is that it's not going to be something else to do. It's not going to be something else adding to your busy day. The idea is that we learn about where we're out of balance so we can restore balance. We learn about what our body and our mind is calling for, where we are right now. So that's the first stage, as I mentioned at the beginning. Today is where are we now? And we'll be spending a week on this within the course, looking at where we are. What are our habits? What are the things that plague us often? What are your biggest challenges? And then being able to face them together and look at the belief work below this. So we're going to look at emotional work, physical work, and also deeper subconscious work. So a lot of the women that I work with in my coaching, it's belief work beneath all of that. So I'm a theta healer, and we can use theta healing as a magical tool to get into that theta brainwave to enable us to get to the subconscious beliefs below that. But don't worry yourself too much about that, because all will be revealed as we go through, and there's going to be constantly time to stop as well. So we're going to do a meditation today for that reason, so that you can kind of get a sense of what we'll be doing. It's all inner work, so it's all at your pace, it's all for you, it's all your stuff. So we'll be sharing this in a group. It's about the individual, it's about where you are now and where you're wanting to go. And sometimes we might not even look at where we are now. We just know what's going on right now isn't where we want to be. But without sitting with that, we can't heal from it. I just saw a fabulous quote that said, basically, if we don't sit with how we feel, if we don't sit with the pain and just sit with it and be with it, because often we're not sitting with it. Yeah, we might be feeling pain in some way or some frustration in our life. Pain could be emotional or physical, but we don't actually sit with it. We just push on and want to push it away. But we don't heal it. We don't heal anything unless we feel it. We have to let it go through us. So I'm going to teach you some fabulous techniques to do this, and it'll just become second nature. It's totally second nature to me to sit with things, and I promise you it's easier than pushing them away, even when those feelings feel overwhelming and they're happening regularly. That I'm going to teach you tools that will enable you to not have that as the case. So I've really a lot of experience in this sense of feeling despair. I think I've talked about this with you before, an overwhelm and despair, like I'm not doing enough in my life. And the way that I've really healed that and been able to face it and see what will help me work with lower beliefs, I had to sit with it. Yeah, for ages I was pushing it away. I want to feel like that. This isn't good. This isn't how I should feel. A lot of shoulds, a lot of shouldn'ts. But sitting with it and just feeling it, really feeling it, is the only way forward. So we're going to do that together. I'm going to be here by your side to really look at where you are, what habits you're in, and what things you want to change. So we're going to keep this really manageable, and it's something that's going to evolve over the time of the course. So you will look at all of this at the beginning so that we can see where we are. And another thing that we don't look at, so the second thing that we often don't look at, is where are we going? So I was talking to somebody about the course, and she very honestly said, I don't know what my dreams are anymore. Now that can seem embarrassing or bonkers that you wouldn't know what you want or what your dreams are, but it's so common. We just are so busy with our everyday that we can't possibly look at a different option where we want to go. But if we're not visioning where we want to go, then how are we ever going to get there? It's like going on a journey to somewhere on holiday and you haven't actually booked anywhere or don't know where you're actually leading to. So although random journeys can be fabulous, with our life, we really want to be life visioning. And that's another thing that we're going to do within this course. So a few things that are fabulous for really getting out of our own way and seeing where we want to go. Our meditation prayer. So this could be affirmations. We call it prayer or affirmations, but really thinking about what the talk is going on in your head, so self-talk and life feeling. So those 3 things are going to be some of the things that we're going to be doing. And these are things that you're going to be able to learn to do really easily around your day. Again, this isn't a course to add on things so that you've got more things that you need to do on your already long, busy to-do list. The idea behind ReWilding is getting back to our true nature. That is of peace, of calm, of joy, and of having more you time, having that time to enjoy your life. We weren't put on this earth to just work to pay for things. We really weren't. That's the capitalist dream. That's something we've been sold that we should be doing. And I don't believe in it. So I'm going to put my hand up. I don't believe in that and I don't do it. So I encourage you to come with me and join me to not be doing the same. Life should be filled with pleasure and joy and happiness. And it's totally achievable no matter what your life circumstance. I promise you, it's totally achievable. And we're going to learn morning rituals and nighttime rituals so that you have this toolbox. So I'm calling it my empowerment toolbox, and I have one of these, and I encourage Sean to have one of these. So things that we know we use when things get hard, that you use regularly, you do them daily. They're little things, they can be done in a big way or a small way, but they help you bring you back to your center, where you are right now, where you want to be going, and keep that vision so that all the busy things, all the family commitments and work commitments don't pile up and enable you to just be a slave to all of that stuff. So that's one thing I really want to get across, is that freedom and joy and pleasure should be in every day. And I'm going to really, really help you develop that so that it's possible for you. So that's from my heart to yours. That's like my dream for the world. I feel like the world would be a better place if we all had more pleasure. And that doesn't mean, again, that doesn't just mean sex. Obviously that's fabulous and it's going to be part of it. But I'm talking about pleasure in your everyday life. Pleasure in what you're eating and drinking and doing and being able to enjoy each moment. Because I think most of us have lost that, me included some of the time. And so these practices are the things that I know myself work and have totally transformed my life. I just manifested a course that I was in my wildest dreams and in Costa Rica, and I manifested it. And I want to show you guys how to do exactly the same thing with all the things that you wish would be in your life. So I'm just going to take a pause. So one of the main things is with where we are is really thinking about the resistance that we give. Yeah, so where we are right now, what is going on with your life, a lot of the time we have resistance to it. Yeah, that victim mentality or resistance. And again, this isn't to judge, because we've all been there. Some of us will be there regularly, some of us will be living there, some of us will be occasionally visiting the town of victimhood. But this is really, really normal. Yeah, we think that our life is being done to us. I can't do X, Y, and Z because of these things. I can't do that because that happened. I can't do that because this is my situation. But the sooner that we can change our mentality, we can get into the vibration of attracting what we want. And that sounds like a lot of work, but it isn't. So I'm going to, again, show you how to do that. This is something that I practice all the time and watch myself drop back into that. That was my pattern for a long time. When I was with my last partner years ago, I really fell into victimhood a lot, and I stayed in that position because of that victimhood, staying in an abusive relationship for years, and I couldn't quite understand how on earth I wasn't able to get out. So there's a lot of belief work there beneath that I had to do, but also to change my mindset from one of being a victim. I wasn't a victim, I was making the choice. Yes, choices because of different things that had gone on in my conditioning, abandonment issues and codependency and all those psychological things that we build up. But whilst I was looking at those beliefs that were underlying all of that I had no self-worth, I wasn't worthy of love, I worked on my worthiness for love, self-love, it had to come from me. But I also worked on my victim mentality. So when I would watch myself think, woe is me, which was easy to do when you're in pain and you're suffering and you're struggling, it's like the go-to, yeah? But as soon as I stopped doing that and I took control and I decided I wanted to look at what if and dream about the life that I wanted, I got it. So it can take some time, but gosh, it's so empowering and powerful to start now. So I really want to be able to share this with the world as well, because my life would look very different now had I not done that, like very different. It wouldn't, I might not even be here. It got that bad. So really, I'm really grateful for these practices and that I found the ability to do that. And I don't want other people to be stuck in those positions that I was, whether it be relationships or jobs that they hate or a life they hate or just every day waking up with it being a struggle. That's not the way we ideally live. And there's no reason to be living like that, really. There is another way. There is a light, and ReWilding is going to show you that. So I think I'm just gonna check the time. So I've rabbited on for 20 minutes over that. So I really hope that this is a little bit more insightful to you. If you've got any questions about that, so this is one part of the course is going to be where are we now? It's just going to be the beginning. But if we don't look at where we are, then we can't look at why we're where we are. And so how do we get to where we want to go? Have you ever heard of those people that win the lottery? They manage to manifest a lottery win and then they lose it all because they haven't really looked at where they are. They've just looked at where they want to go and they haven't actually changed here to get here. You've got to look at where you are and start to do things to line up with where you want to be. So that's the first step. And we'll talk tomorrow about where we want to go and our dreams. So I'm going to sit back now and we're going to do a little meditation. I'm going to lead you through an 6 healing sounds meditation. So this is going to give you a little idea about the different organs and the different emotions that are linked with those organs and how we're going to go through these emotional cycles within our ReWilding course. So if you haven't already, grab your meditation cushion, get comfortable. And I'll just give you a moment to do that. And I'm just going to open my notes. So this is the thing about doing it live. You feel like you can't be looking at notes. But okay, so sitting comfortably and just close your eyes. So I'm going to do this with my eyes closed too, because obviously there's no one for me to look at. So this is one of the meditations, one of a few meditations that I'm going to teach you throughout the course. We're going to have a selection of meditations which you'll get recorded to use at any point. You'll have lifetime access to everything I share in the course. And some of these meditations will be part of that, and there'll be ones that you can use. So like this, just a short 10 to 15 minute meditation that you can do every morning. And each week with the theme that we'll have, I'll be giving you specific meditations and you can choose when to do them. So like now we're right in the middle of the day. You can just be doing this whenever is necessary. Some people like to meditate in the morning, some at night, some in the middle of the day at lunchtime. But meditation is a big, huge part of this. So we're just going to sit and just get comfortable. And we're just going to start by thinking of something that we're grateful for. We want this vibration of this meditation to be one of gratitude, a high vibrational frequency. And so although I'm going to also give you energy frequency activations throughout the course, we can do this every day by ourselves just by being grateful. How amazing is that? Just a simple thought of gratitude can change your whole day. So just think of something you're grateful for, and I'll let you in a secret to tell you that my thing that I'm grateful for right now is being able to share this course with you, and for you watching this and for being here with me. I'm really heart-filled with gratitude for that, for this opportunity to offer my gifts and my service to you. So noticing that feeling, that sense, what does that make you feel in your heart space when you're grateful? So we're going to start with our heart with these 6 healing sounds. So if it feels good for you, you can take your right hand and place it on your heart space. And with that sense of gratitude, just breathing into your heart and imagining a really soft pink light filling your heart space as you breathe in. So each in-breath brings in a little bit more pink light. You imagine that pink misty light filling your heart space. And on your next exhalation, we're going to start to bring the heart healing sound in. So the heart healing sound is ha, like ha. So we're going to do 3 like this, breathing in deeply and exhaling with the heart healing sound. So imagining that pink light as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just letting anything go that needs to leave from your heart. Breathing in. One more. And noticing how your heart feels now, just relaxing your hand down. So I'll lead you through a much more in-depth version of this on the course. We're just going to move through each organ really gently, just bringing in some healing energy. Should really lift you after this session. And just notice and help you notice the power of these breathing techniques. So the next is our lungs. So let's bring this time the left hand to our lungs, to our chest. And just gently breathing into your lungs. So our lungs can be the stores of our sadness here. So just if there's any sadness here in your lungs, we're just going to allow that sadness to leave with our 6 healing sounds. Just gently allowing any of that sadness to be noticed. Just noticing what's going on for you. And bringing in courage and strength into our lungs. So the healing sound for our lungs is a S. So again, same thing, 3 breaths with the noise, the healing sound on the exhalation. Breathing in. Allowing any sadness to leave. Breathing in. Breathing in, fill your lungs with white light. Breathing out. Just relaxing your hand down, imagining that white light spiraling around your lungs, clearing out all of the sadness and grief, and allowing your lungs to be filled with courage and righteousness, justice, strength. Good. Let's move on to our liver. So bringing your right hand to your liver, just under your ribs. And we're going to imagine a beautiful green, like a jungle green light spiraling around our liver as we breathe in. So just gently breathing in to the liver on the right side with your hand there. Your hand brings your focus there, and where our focus goes, that energy flows. So allowing your energy to flow to your liver. That beautiful green jungle light filling your liver. And the healing sound for the liver is shh. So we're going to breathe in that green light. Exhale with the healing sound for the liver. Shh. Inhale. Letting go of any anger. So all of the anger, all of the frustration leaves our liver. Oh, let it go and imagine kindness coming in. Kindness flowing into your liver, filling the liver with that beautiful green jungle light, filling your liver with generosity. And then we're moving on to our spleen and our stomach. So we're just taking our left hand onto the left side of our body, where your spleen and your stomach would be, and imagining a beautiful yellow light filling this space, like the yellow of a sunflower. Filling the spleen and stomach. So the emotions associated here are worry and anxiety. So we're going to imagine all of those energies flowing out with our liver sound, our spleen sound, which is a guttural noise, like a and we're going to imagine that taking away all of that anxiety and worry. So bringing a little rock into it if that feels good for you, breathing in. Breathing in. One more long breath. Flooding that anxiety and worry out of your spleen. Removing the hand, and now imagining trust and fairness flowing into your spleen, your stomach, filling that area with trust and security instead of worry and anxiety. And our last organ associated with our emotions here are our bladder and kidneys. So this is our water element. It also links with our reproductive system. And our water element is all about fear and stress and bringing in calmness. So I love this one because it's all about calmness and gentleness. It's a lovely one to be ending on. So our fifth healing sound is a choo noise. C-H-O, like a choo-choo train. So just holding your hands onto your kidneys. You could take your hand onto your bladder if that feels better, but it's nice to be holding the kidneys. And we're going to imagine a beautiful blue light coming into our kidneys. So you can even be breathing into your hands a little bit, pressing your breath into the back of your body. As you breathe in, send your breath there. Remember where our focus flows, our chi or energy flows. And we're going to make the healing sound for the kidneys here, for the water element. So inhale. Choo. Allowing any fear or stress to be released from our icy livers. So really warming them up with your hands. Choo. Breathing in. Choo. And then removing the hands, and imagine calmness and gentleness flowing in, peace to your kidneys, even repeating Shanti, 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 while that blue light fills your kidneys and your bladder and your reproductive organs, all the water elements of your body, with that beautiful blue light of calmness and peace. So our last healing sound is our triple warmer sound. So as you inhale, bringing your arms up to the heavens, and we're going to bring them down, making a he noise all the way down the front of our body. So we start he. 3 of these. Inhale this time down the center of our body. So inhale up. Exhale down the center with your hands either side of the center of your body. Letting anything go that doesn't serve you just be released into the earth. One more down the back of our body this time. Inhale up. And just shake off the hands. We're shaking off anything that's stuck, anything we don't need, anything we can release. Let's shake it off, let it go, and just come to stillness. So we're just noticing how we feel now, balancing our organs and our emotional body with the 6 healing sounds. If you're just joining me now, you can watch the replay of this after and join in with our 6 healing sounds meditation. And just imagining all of those beautiful colours being balanced, our organs being balanced. The energy flowing around our body. And let's spread the energy out with a few minutes of our microcosmic orbit. So this is a beautiful technique that I'm going to teach you in the course, but just as a quick taster of this, the microcosmic orbit can be run in 2 different directions, but it's basically bringing the energy up your spine, over your crown, and as you exhale, it comes down the front of the body. And this circulates that energy that we've just balanced all around the body. So let's breathe in. As we breathe in, we squeeze our perineum, or our yoni for us women, and bring the energy up our spine, over our head. You can use your hands to point down the front of your body as you exhale. So inhale, squeeze. It goes up the back of your spine, up to the crown. Exhale it all the way down the front of the body. And this runs on its own, but you can use your hands to do this with your own breath a few times. Inhaling, squeezing the energy up your body. Exhale, the energy comes down. And just allow that to keep going, using your hands if you want to, or resting your hands, and imagine that microcosmic orbit flowing the energy around your body, spreading out and neutralizing and allowing that beautiful organ energy, the emotional balance, to be spread out everywhere in your body. So that rebalancing to be really spread out. So all of your cells, all of your system is revitalized, balanced and healing. Amazing. You can even rock a little bit forwards and backwards to encourage this energy to flow. So now I've been doing this so much, I naturally flow and rock when I'm in my meditation. I used to always do this and not really know what it was, and now I know. And then let's just store this energy, allow this energy to be stored in our center. So in Taoism, we have a center below our belly button. This is our energy store. So it's our sacral chakra, where all of our energy, our Shakti, is stored. So let's just clap our hands, rub the energy, rub your hands together, bring the hands over the eyes. Just wash your face 3 times with your hands, washing that beautiful energy over your face, under your chin, down your heart space, and then placing your hands just below your navel. And let's spin the hands. So I'm going to get on my knees for this, just so you can see. So we're going to take the hands here on the navel, and we're going to first take them anti-clockwise. So you spin them anti-clockwise 9 times, gathering that energy all over your body. So we're imagining a tornado here spinning through our body, going anti-clockwise, spreading through all of that energy. And then we go clockwise 9 times to gather that energy back in. So imagining the tornado is now sucking all the energy in to this one space. 7, 8, 9. And then just keeping your hands there and imagining a beautiful pearl of energy. So all that energy condenses from a ball into a golf ball, into a pearl, and just sits below your navel. And this is the home of your energy. So in any of the Taoist practices, we'll always bring it back to this. A golden pearl holding all your energy stores ready for anything that life brings you. And when you're ready, just gently opening your eyes. So bringing the hands to heart center, I'm just going to namaste to end the session and just say thank you for joining me today. I really hope my explanations, so I'm covering some of the topics, helped you understand a little bit more about rewilding. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be a lot less theory than it sounds. It's quite difficult to explain this without giving theory and examples. But a lot of this is going to be really experiential. It's all about having an experience. And thankfully, we can do a lot of this in person now. So we're going to have some beautiful experiences together. And some of it will be online for you to use around your daily lives. And transformation is really the key. So I really hope you enjoy the meditation today. I've got tons more to teach you and show you and offer you so that you've got a meditation each of the 7 weeks to do every day following the theme. We're going to have yoga as well and many more things, which I'll carry on covering tomorrow and Friday. So really thank you for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful evening or wherever you are in your day watching this. And so much love from me. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.